Well, we've got Unity. Unity, you know, they came out with a bunch of pricing changes. They went up one side and down the other of the indie developer world, and it seems it's caused quite a bit of a stir. But it's not just in Unity. It seems that Epic Games is also reeling from this because they have their own model, their own Unreal Engine model that is now changing the deal. Well, before we get completely into this, don't forget to like, subscribe, do all those fun things that YouTube likes, because without that, we don't grow. And these numbers have been going up, 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 and thank you, every last one of you that subscribe to the channel. Game developers among all of you too, because I've looked at who's subscribing to the channel, and I'm very surprised at the attention of some of the people that have turned their eye to this channel. So thank you very much, all you indie developers that are out there that I'm watching. Hop on the Phoenix train that's rising up above all of us. Epic Games, or Tim Sweeney from Epic, is they have the Unreal Engine here, and it seems that there's a pricing change coming along with Unreal Engine, but it's nothing too concerning, because in this case it's for non-game developers using Unreal Engine. So it's going to affect commercial entities, people that are using Unreal to make animations that normally wouldn't fall under a royalty structure, and it goes for a pay prescription use model. So there was a video shared by Immature Gamer X for the Epic CEO Tim Sweeney announcing pricing changes during the Unreal Fest 2023 conference. He talked, Tim Sweeney talked about the layoffs that happened with Unreal, or with Epic in this case, how they cut 16% of their workforce, I believe that's what it was. Ultimately, they are running low on cash. They are low on cash. I believe they just also sold Bandcamp as well. I talked about Epic Games, how they're possibly for sale. They turn around and they sell Bandcamp, and now this comes along for the ride. These little moves that they're making hopefully doesn't mean that they're going to go into the bankruptcy sector, and hopefully doesn't get bought up by another entity, because I believe in this case a healthy economy for the video game world is competition. It is someone being out there and being more so, not a turnaround like Microsoft and Activision together as one versus Sony versus Nintendo. I think that we need a little bit more competition to bring the prices of games down. At the moment, Unreal Engine is free to use, with Epic charging a 5% royalty free once the game earns more than $1 million. That's quite the threshold to hit. However, Unreal Engine has a variety of non-gaming applications, such as manufacturing, mostly in automotive manufacturing, and since many of these users don't result in video game royalties, Epic makes no money off this. As a result, Sweeney said that next year, Unreal Engine will move to a seat-based licensing model in which companies may pay a license for each employee using it, similar to Adobe products for any customer using their product for anything other than game development. Hopefully they go off just a pricing model where it's like $99 in the automotive industry. A $99 model for something like this is absolutely nothing. That's a drop in the bucket. And you got to think about this. I know a lot of indie developers here, when they make their games, some of them throw them up there for free if people can donate and tip them, where they work off tips. Much the same me making these YouTube videos and talking to all of you out there. I don't really make money off ad revenue. We get a couple cents here and there when the views are there. Unless I get tens of thousands of views a day, I don't make money off YouTube. That's not my primary source of income. I have a full-time job for that. But in this case, tipping and such, if you leave a $2 tip, a $5 tip for myself or indie game developers, it helps a long way and goes towards the channel, and you know you're supporting something that is out there. And this is the other case here, where Epic, or where Unity and Epic Games or Unreal Engine, for the indie game development world, if you look at Itch.io, they don't make money. They just put it out there and they accept tips. And if the tips can survive, that's great. But when it comes to like the automotive manufacturing, you're not going to get these tips. They're not going to turn around and say, hey, you know what? Your engine did a really good thing for us. Let's throw you a bone. We'll throw you a couple $100s for this, right? Even though they used it for hundreds of thousands of vehicles that they've created. It's not something that just goes hand in hand with it. It's just, it makes more sense to go this route and to charge these things instead of having it always free. It's not going to make and break them at all for them to say, listen, we need to start charging you guys fees because yes, this engine is really good, but you're not using it for the intended purpose. You're using it for a different purpose. And we're happy to share that with you. But hey, throw us a bone, throw us back a little bit of a stipend, and let's get this going. As a result, Sweeney said next year, Unreal Engine will move to a seat-based licensing model where they pay for each of them. We have an engine that is completely free for anybody to use, but if you're never shipping a product that's royalty-bearing, then you never pay any money at all, Sweeney explained. And this doesn't affect game developers, but one of the things we're going to change next year is for industries other than game developing, such as the automotive industry and so on. We're going to move to a seat-based enterprise software licensing model for Unreal Engine. We don't have terms to announce yet, but I want to get this out there in front of everybody for transparency. We're going to move to a model like that. Ultimately, it doesn't affect indie developers. It doesn't affect game developers. They still go off the original model. This just affects manufacturing and everyone else that is finding uses for Unreal Engine. And it's probably why it's hailed as one of the best engines out there on the market. Anyway, I'm your proud Canadian Phoenix, Cindershadow. I'm going to sign off here. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you all very soon.